Welcome to the show, number 7. This is 10 Ton is number 1, one half of the Casino Tears podcast with my co-host Ed Robinson. Roll to win on YouTube. Today, it's a lovely day in Vegas, as you can see, 93 degrees, absolutely another beautiful day. So, gonna get the show started right away just because I have a pretty hard cutoff at 8 o'clock tonight. So I'm gonna bring in our two guests, Old Bay Craps and Dice Degen, Full of Chips podcast co-hosts. I think I even have a little graphic for this. Hold on a second. ETG prepared a little graphic for these guys.
Yo, yo.
Oh my God. I love that. Let me just see that again right now.
Yo, yo.
Yo, you guys. How
that was epic.
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
Listen, man, welcome to the show. That was my tribute to both of you, little Maryland, Philly action.
Loved it. It was great. It was awesome. Man. Shout out ETG, man. Good work on that one.
Yeah, he's good. He's good like that. I'm like, okay, let's do something like that.
Great work on the audio. Everything sounds crisp. I love it.
Okay, good. So, for everyone that doesn't know what I'm doing, I'm bringing in craps players and talking about the stuff that I'm really interested in, which is pretty much, and I'm going to ask you in a second, a little quick backstory, how you got into the game, how long you've been playing, where you play, focusing on these, stuff that everyone can relate to. And I think everyone, no matter whose story it is, they see a little bit of themselves in there as far as, how they came up in the game or what they're doing now, and really focusing on the education and learning aspect to it all. So, without further ado, you know what? Dice DJ, I'm going to Old Bay first, just because you're an Eagles fan and you've dominated the Vikings too many times.
Age before beauty. It's cool.
Listen.
Why do I look?
It's like, who do I like? Like, it's almost like, Eagles, they're one of my most hated teams. Respect, but then Ravens, how many Super Bowls you got, Old Bay? 2?
Yeah.
Who was, I know Dilfer was
that was
Dilfer
2000.
got the first one. Who got
that
the
was
second
2000.
one?
Then Joe Flacco, 2012.
Oh man, I like Flacco. Flacco
and his 5 kids.
Man, so you guys both have 2 Super Bowls, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Man, I should end this show right now. Say goodbye to both of you. It was good. Good seeing you. Okay. Old Bay Craps.
Yes,
you
sir.
are from Maryland because you gave me a lot of shit for even mentioning Delaware.
That's right. I'm not even from Delaware. Like, not even. It's the border's over there. Okay.
It's so
I'm here.
close. It's so close to Philly and that whole area. So really, really quick, how long have you been playing? Where do you usually like? Where's your main stomping ground to go play? And
Sure.
what's your range of buy-in?
All right. First off, I am the new breed. Okay. I'm the new person in all this. I have only been playing craps for 4 years. 4 years, straight up casino. Doesn't matter what game. I touched roulette in 2000, maybe 1999, right before I got married, and it was Atlantic City. Played $100, lost $100. We had a good time. I didn't play for another 20 years. You have to realize coming out of COVID, I was looking for something to do, but then my son, who graduated high school, became a professional dancer, and he worked at Beatles Love, which was at the Mirage.
Nice.
And we went to visit him in February of 2022. And I said, honey, I'm going downstairs. I'm going to take $300, see what I can do. Played roulette for a little bit, broke even, lost a little bit. Walking back to the elevator, I looked over, saw the craps table. I was like, I've been avoiding this for so long because it looks so damn complicated. And I was like, screw it. I'm going to play it. So I stuck to the hook, talked to the dealer, chatted it up. And he said, don't worry, I'll take care of you. Just play a 6-8. I played 6-8. I played for 2 hours with $300 and I lost 180. Could not care less. I was hooked. Came home, watched videos of everybody you can imagine that you can find, and then started my channel 5 months later.
So that's really quick from the origin story to actually going onto YouTube. That's pretty fast.
I'm a quick adapter. I can adapt quick to things. I think on the fly a lot. So that was just, it came to me. I was like, you know what? I see some of these videos and I'm like, I could do that. And I was like, can I just use my iPhone? And so for the first, I don't know, year, would you say, Chris? First year, I used my iPhone for all my videos.
Yeah.
So you can hear me scuffling past the iPhone, the microphone on the iPhone. And like, if somebody came by or walked downstairs, you heard everything,
Yeah.
So.
And we're going to get to that because I've got the whole back half of this. I really want to talk to you about the podcast and everything that you're doing that goes around there, because as another guy with a podcast, I was like, okay, great. I can talk to two guys that are doing it. And I think it'll be such an interesting conversation. Well, at least for me, this whole thing is really for me. Dice D, Jen, you've been on the show before, dude.
Sure.
Give it to the people that haven't heard it really quick. Same thing, rundown. You've been playing. You surprised me because you've been playing for quite a bit, right?
7 years, because I'm only 28, right? So I've only legally been allowed to gamble for 7 years.
Young gun, man, young gun.
I've been playing in the casino for 7 years. I can tell you I've been sports betting longer than that. But we won't get into how I started that. But I actually learned how to play craps in Vegas the month after I turned 21. Me and the guys went on a boys trip, and we were supposed to go to Miami. There was a hurricane coming. Last minute, the night before we were supposed to fly out, pivoted to hey, let's go to Vegas. Because what did we want? We wanted parties, girls, and booze. That's what we wanted, right?
I mean,
so
you can't go wrong. That's a good like trio.
So we were like, all right, Vegas sounds like a plan. Let's do that. And we have a ritual we do every time we go to a casino. $100 on black from everybody who's showing up, no matter what.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, what the screen says. Nothing. Just 100 on black. It hit. We check in Mandalay Bay, and my buddy goes, my dad's been talking about this craps game. We got to go try this crap thing. And I'm like, all right, let's whatever. I won $100, on roulette. I'll take that, and let's see what we can do on craps. Well, like 3 hours later, turned that into 1,000 on the craps table by following this guy and his wife who were just hammering 6s and 8s and just having great rolls. And And then right after that, I did what everybody else does who wants to learn how to play craps. So I went to YouTube at night, and I'm just sitting on my phone in bed like, all right, how do I play this game? I need to learn everything I can about it before I go back to the tables tomorrow to play. And then kind of just been doing that ever since.
Yeah. Okay. So that's nice. Quick origin story. So when you got back and when you got into this game, how did you start learning it? So Obe Craps, you just learned it. Was it primarily YouTube? Because I think that's been a big pain point for every craps player there has ever been, really, is how do you learn the game? And everyone has their own way or story. I mean, mine is, very self-taught from going there, watching, talking, and really asking the people that were running the games for years, and just observation, because I had nothing.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's very interesting that both Chris and I started in Vegas. Like, you come to the mecca of gambling and to get hooked, and then you go home and you're like, how do I mirror that? Because I may have lost that first day, but I was there for 4 days, and the very next day I doubled a bankroll playing, and then next day after that I doubled another buy-in, and then paid for all the tattoos for my wife, my son, and myself for the trip, and came home.
Oh, nice, man.
Still with 9.
What a wholesome family tattoo trip.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, and then, you come home, and I was like, I think I've said this on the podcast. You come home and you think, honey, if we need a dishwasher, just let me know. I'm going to go to the casino with $500 and go win us a dishwasher and pay for that. And of course, what happens when you come home from Vegas and from winning, you start losing, and then you're like, you lose again, and then you're like, okay, I need to watch as much. But we go to YouTube at the time because you can't spend all your time at the casino. Obviously, you got to learn some way. So that was the narrow path, was to go right to YouTube and watch anybody and anybody.
Obe, are you hand washing then? So do you dry that?
No, man, I put them in the dish. No, I do. I'm the kind that washes them. I use the dishwasher for sanitation only.
Yeah, I actually don't use the dishwasher. I use it as a drying rack. To be honest, I like washing the dishes. I don't know why. But okay, did you ever get a new one though? Did you?
No, we had to. Well, no, we had to use a credit card.
Oh yeah,
because I didn't win it at the casino.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But that's what you come home and then you try, and you're trying to replicate what happened, and it's not happening.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I got to watch videos, and I got to watch more videos. And I'm like, So then a month later in March, because that was February, in March, I went down to Maryland Live, which I like because they have harder tables than my local is super bouncy. And I went down there with I think $200 and I won $1,000 to $1,200. I was just playing the 6, 8, 9 in the pass line with odds.
Solid.
And I called my wife, FaceTime her in the parking lot, and I'm like, I fanned the hundreds, and I was like,
"Oh, you like? Hey, listen,
I'm like, this is possible.
A dishwasher and something else on the way home, and a Cuisinart."
I'm like, this is possible. So after that, I came home and I was like, all right, we're going to study for like 3 months. And we're going to watch everything we can. We're going to buy one of those felts you see on Amazon.
Yeah.
We're going to, I literally, before the pictures I sent you, I played at the kitchen table. I had it all set up. I used the poker case as the back wall, that holds the chips. And I was throwing from 4 to 5 feet from the end of the dining room table into that poker case.
Okay, but all right, we're going to get to all that stuff because I've got pictures to share. But so you learned really just from YouTube. Was it Ed's channel? I'm assuming was one of them.
It started out with, and I know not a lot of people. It started with Bone Thrower. I found his
gives me an excuse to say in the bone zone.
In the bone zone.
Listen, I'll never turn that down. Anyone just lob it up there for me, okay? Just say it, and the bone zone. Yeah,
it started there, but then it led to Color Up, and then it led to John, his channel, and then it led to Hawaii Crap Shooters, and then I found Ed and Jeff a couple of months later, and just once I found Jeff and Sideshow Gamble and Ed, I just started. I started seeing if I could watch all the playlists, like whatever was available. I wanted to watch. I was just feeding the knowledge of the game in my head.
Yeah, that makes sense. You can sort of see like how the intro level, like it's beginner, and then the more serious you get, you're craving a little deeper dive into the more realistic beyond the here's the how-to instruction guide, the basic stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, that's cool. Dice Degen, give it to me, man.
YouTube would be definitely kind of where I started. However, I've always been like a big math person. I'm not going to say I'm a mathlete because I'm far from it, but I like math, right? Always my favorite subject, school, all that kind of stuff. So when I started watching YouTube, right, Color Up was some of the first videos that came up just because, you search on YouTube, that's what's going to show up, right? So I watched a couple videos, like, all right, it's just, okay, I can understand this. Then I was like, you know what? Let me go see some other things. And I watched a few videos and I was like, well, this is okay. Then I just started Googling things just about craps, right? Show me the dice combos, show me the payouts, show me the layout. And then I started analyzing it from that perspective of like, what do I need to throw to get these numbers? What are the payouts on these numbers? What would these bets look like? Kind of going after my session that I had when I was in Vegas, betting mainly on the 6 and the 8. And I was like, okay, then I found out, those are two very probable numbers. Obviously, the 7's more probable, but out of all the box numbers, those are the two most common. I was like, okay, so I can get behind that. I'm not a mathlete because I won't play pass line with max odds. You'll see me play it, but it's not my go-to. Then dove further into YouTube, right? So I already said, Color Up. I saw, John's channel also, Ed, Jeff, same bet. I really liked his channel because he was doing like interviews with people. Yeah. And that would get me into other channels that I would see. I'd be like,
shout out Same Bet, cool. Right? Shout out Same Bet.
Yeah, Dave. Right. Shout out Dave. But see, that made it like,
dude, man.
Oh, right? Yeah. And that made it interesting for me too, right? Because like you put a story behind the person. Right. Because all these other videos, it's just like somebody just talking at me through the screen. It's like, you got to do this. I'm like, it's my money, man. Don't tell me what to do. Right. But, went down that rabbit hole, learned some things. And then I started, diving into it on my own, figuring out, all right, how am I going to do this? And then I know we'll get into, YouTube stuff and like starting a channel later. But once I saw those guys doing it, I was like, people my age, they don't listen to older people. They don't do it. So maybe I can, put some videos out and get some younger people to maybe listen to, me because I'm closer to their age as opposed to, listening to people who are like my parents practically.
I love that about you, by the way. I really like that you are like representative of a more, not 40 plus to whatever, which is the craps demo. It just is, man. It is. And it's nice to see younger people playing the game. And so, I'm lucky because I get to go out a lot. And so when I was I didn't post this yet. I'm working on a video for my stay at Venetian. But when I was there to see Ocrampolo and play there, the one thing that stood out to me, was how many younger people were there and how many girls were playing. Like, and it stuck out. It's because you're playing at so many casinos here and you just don't see a lot of women. Last night, let's see. Shout out Nakatomi Tony. I played with a lot of East Coasters last night. Nakatomi Tony, Mr. Pressett, Bill, who I don't know his handle, but he's out. He plays out.
Doesn't have one.
Oh, okay. So the Bill?
Handless. I know Bill. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard about your session last night. Tony was texting me earlier.
Okay. Did those guys tell you they watched me from the side make them all the other night at Durango? That was a story. But so that was last night at Paris, though. Okay, those three guys representing AC, your neck of the woods. I don't think a girl was at our table at all. I didn't see one girl at 3 tables playing craps. I wish there were more. And I wish there were a lot more, although some younger people played, but the limit was so high that they couldn't get in. So obviously age plays a factor, and that demo plays a factor in, in buy-ins as far as that goes. But the tables at Palazzo were high. Those were like 25 plus, and there was a really younger mix. It was nice to see, man. It was really nice to see.
But what do we
It's great
learn?
to see younger people on the tables. And I'm glad to see more people coming towards craps, right? Especially younger people. Because roulette, blackjack, super, super easy. That's where a lot of them spend their time. For the most part, it's roulette because they love the rush of trying to hit a number. Right. Just, oh, yeah, 35-1 payout. It's insane. Good for you. Right. But now I think, they're starting to make a little bit of a turn and like playing other games. And social media definitely helps with that. I will say it puts, a negative light on some things as well, in terms of, learning the game and things along those lines. Right. But it definitely brings more awareness to the game. So I guess that's, a positive thing. And, hopefully we can just hope that they learn properly eventually.
Listen, another little shout out. I missed a couple people. I just got reminded by just peeking at the chat. Mad Hatter, shout out Mad Hatter, jobless D-Gen from last night. And he did point out, and Andy from Purple for the Win, Viking podcaster, was out there. He did point out that there were the only females that were there were the ladies of the evening walking around, which was quite true. I saw them too, Mad Hatter. So, all right. You go through YouTube and the color ups, all that stuff. I feel like it's a necessary stuff, and casino tiers. I mean, casino quest, because going through that stuff, it's necessary in your journey of just understanding some of the fundamentals.
Yep.
And that,
100%.
I mean, but it's when you try to go a level deeper of really playing the game, and that's when you need something else. And that's when you find like channels like Ed and stuff. You can just tell, like when I first saw Ed, he was like, I'm like, okay, this dude is like serious. This dude is serious. Look at that hat. He means business. And
But right
you
before
can tell.
right before that, you have to touch it. You have to buy the materials for your practice rig. That's the next step. You watch all these videos and now you have to like I need chips. I got to touch chips. I got to touch dice.
Well,
I want to learn everything about the game. And
dude,
then
that's interesting. And so I didn't mean to talk over you, but Craps, you guys see, I didn't start that way. I just started betting with nothing, like just like focusing in on betting. I didn't have dice. I wasn't I wasn't a shooter, wasn't practicing any of that. I was just working on like understanding progressions. That's all I wanted to do, is understanding progressions and how I could figure out how to work the game. Did you guys, now I feel like everyone gets enthralled with shooting. Did you guys start, was your emphasis on, I'm going to learn how to shoot, and then betting was almost like an afterthought, which I feel like it is?
No, not for me. For me, if I went to the casino for the first year, even before the channel, the months before the channel, I just passed the dice. I was concentrating on the boxes. I didn't even get into the prop section at that time. It wasn't until I watched people like Ed and people who started playing I saw them playing the come out, and I was like, what's that? And then I started inquiring every time I went to a casino, talked to a stick, and learned all about that. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. What about you, Dicey Jen?
So I was also betting first. Didn't really think the toss mattered much when I first started, right? I was just, oh yeah, I can just throw the dice. It is what it is. And the betting is what's going to be, good for me, right? Then found videos like Ed's and other ones. And I'll be honest with you. I think I've told Ed this before. I don't know if I have. So if I haven't, Ed's going to hear it for the first time too. First time I ever watched Ed, I was like, I got to turn this off. I don't have anywhere near enough knowledge to listen to what this man has to say. Like, I was like, I can't even, I can't fully grasp what he's even saying here. So, this probably isn't for me. And then I was like, but, I'll listen to it. And next thing I know, I'm like, all right, I like this. I like this throwing thing. Let me see if I can do it, which then turned into, I'm going to build myself a throwing station to learn how to throw. And I basically stopped the betting stuff, right? I had that down. I knew what I was doing betting wise, right? And again, very, very young, right? Right out of college. I'm not buying in for crazy amounts, and I'm not betting crazy amounts, right? I was a very same bet. I'm going to press maybe once or twice. And then after, once red chips turned to green, it was like, all right, no more. Like no more repressing. Like let's just keep collecting, right? And then I was like, I feel like I kind of got that down. Let me really focus on tossing now. And that's what kind of started the tossing. And then that's when I was like, all right, Ed's videos, other videos, all that kind of stuff. It's like I really have to sit down and digest. And I'll tell Ed this, and I'll tell I've told other people this too, like with Jeff and Gargoyle doing their shows. I listen to them when they're like live or whatever, but then I go back and rewatch it after the fact with almost like notes, taking notes during it, right? Because live, I'm usually interacting with chat, I'm paying attention, but I'm not really paying attention enough to grasp what's being said. So then I'll go back and rewatch it. And sometimes, you hear it twice and it's like, oh, that really makes sense.
So, Dice DJ, speaking of throwing stations.
Yep. That's actually my second one. So that was the improved one. Yes, believe it or not, that was my second one.
It looks pretty tight, man. It looks pretty clean.
It is. It was nice. That one's actually double-sided too. Half the surface is felt on felt, and the other half is felt on vinyl on felt. A little bouncier, so I could practice, because that one is actually sitting
What's that?
in my parents'. It's a good question. No idea what that is, honestly. I'd have to go blow up a picture and see.
Did you have a throwing station, like a proper, like the proper throwing station set up?
Yeah, so actually at the bottom of that picture, you can kind of see at the very bottom, there's that right there.
Oh yeah, dude, so here it is, man.
That is actually measured to casino height for the throwing deck as well as the rail there. Right.
Nice,
so that's
man.
measured regulation size. Yeah. So and then I measured, distance, right? So stick left 1, 2, 3 straight out, and I would turn it and I could shoot from all those kind of spots. And the reason I have it double-sided and I have it movable is that's at my parents' vacation home, which is near Atlantic City. So I would practice on either side of the table so I could get prepped to go to Atlantic City to play.
Yeah, dude, Obey, I'm going to get to yours soon, but I got a couple more because I want to, since we got on the topic of Dice DJ's, let me get this other picture you sent me, man.
Yeah, that one's my second one. The one you're pulling up now is my first one. That one was, I needed somewhere to practice, and while I was,
what about this one, dude?
COVID. Yeah, so that was my first ever one, and
this
that's
is
where
your
a lot
first
of my
ever
early
one.
Yeah, yep.
Your first ever was legit, dude. It looks just as
when
good
I
as
do
your
something, man, I just do it. Like there's no, I'm gonna, kind of half-ass it. Like I go full in and do. So that one was when COVID hit. Me and my dad were getting super into craps. Him and I would be at the casino once a week, playing and just learning the game, watching videos, whatever it may be. So
dude, Dad DJ
built that. Oh yeah, Papa DJ. He's
nice,
he's probably
man.
watching. I'll be honest with you. He probably won't chat. But he's probably
it's a good proud Papa, man. My son's a craps player.
Oh, he loves it. He tells everybody. He watches all my videos. He comments. He'll text me and be like, I don't understand what you did. You're going to have to call me and explain it to me. I'm like, all right, I'll call you and explain it to you. Don't worry. We have hour-long FaceTime sessions going over some video that I just put out. But yeah, that was my first one. So him and I could play. That's actually in my parents' basement.
Well, dude,
it's still there too.
Look at this,
though. He uses that to this day. So I guess I have to come clean. That's not my first layout. The first layout I had was from Amazon, but then I quickly got that layout because I didn't like the Amazon layout because I thought it was kind of piece of crap. So I got that custom layout made.
Dude, Dice DJ, I like that you went custom so early, man. And you all look at your branding, dude. Your branding was like little DJ, full DJ, big DJ.
Oh yeah, logo for the O and the com, and then my tagline down under the pass line there. Yep.
Man, you're a natural. The kid's a natural, man. This is great. Yeah, this is pretty sweet, dude. I particularly like this this back pattern. That is that's not I don't think I've ever seen that. That's pretty sweet, man.
Very retro.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know where it came from. I just was looking through like the catalog that Casino Supply has, because that's where that's from. And I saw it and I was like, that would look kind of cool with the blue that I like. Because I mean, if you haven't noticed, right? Light blue and pink are like my two favorite colors.
Yep.
So that's what I did. I was like, I gotta go light blue with this. And then I wanted like the lettering to be pink, but they wouldn't let me do it. So I just went with the white on the blue.
Dude, that's legit, man. That is legit. And let's go to the final picture I have of yours, man, which is let me see. Let me get rid of this. Which is I think what you have currently.
Yeah, it probably is. And while you're pulling that up, because I saw someone in chat say pink. I love the Miami Heat retro jerseys, the City Edition retro jerseys, the like that powder blue and pink. Those jerseys look so clean. So I liked that for color scheme.
Man,
but yeah, that's my current table now in the dungeon. It's behind me there. But yeah, half crapless, half traditional. Matches my local pretty good. 55-inch flat screen there on the wall, so cameras mounted and all. Yeah.
Man, dude, this is pretty legit. What do you got there? You got volleyballs up there?
Yeah, so I coached high school volleyball for a couple of years. So my players signed those volleyballs at the end of the season, so they're displayed above. Because my craps room is also my sports room, so obviously on the wall is a bunch of sports stuff.
You coached volleyball?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God, dude, I had the funniest episode, season 1 with Ed talking about coaching his fantasy volleyball team. It was so funny, man. Oh my God, that was one of the funniest episodes ever with Ed coaching volleyball. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I can't believe that, man. I think you should block these two these two Super Bowl pennants. Move those balls.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
If only you could see the wall behind it. You
Oh
can't
man,
see the wall behind it, but
no,
you would really not like that wall. It's a bunch of posters that are autographed and footballs that are hanging on the wall.
Man, I'm glad that that's not up here, but I do like respect to the Sixers, Dr. J, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, do you guys remember who's the most famous sixth man? Who always got the sixth man award?
Charles Barkley?
No, I think it was a guy on the Sixers. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was
I don't know.
I know it was
before my time, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it was before your time, dude. Your dad would probably know about this. Listen, D-Gen, man, this table looks clean. It looks beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Nice,
yeah, it's a Huxley table. So the same place you guys get your dice from and stuff. Same tables that make, a lot of the Caesars tables and stuff. And big shout out to Sweet Lou, because he found it for me, and
Sweet Lou,
I pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah, it looks nice, man. How is this 10 feet or 11?
It's a 12-foot table.
Oh wow, man.
It's like 12.2 wall to wall inside.
Oh, that's cool, man. This is a legit craps little crib. That's good.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Shout out to the wife for letting me keep it in the house.
Yeah, that is. Shout out wife. Let me see. Hey, Obey, I'm gonna get these pictures that you sent up here.
Yeah, you're gonna get the beta version.
Listen, man, I like these pics though, dude.
Hey, you got a station, man.
Hey, man. Everybody knows what's on camera.
If you
pull the
saw,
curtain back,
dude, if you saw mine, I have to find mine. It's like a joke. It's just a joke. That's what's so funny.
It's all about how it looks on camera.
All right, let me get this. Here we go. All right, Obey. Let's check this out. What are we looking at? Is this did you start off with this?
That's when I started off. Well, yeah, after when I went from the kitchen down to the basement, it's I did a whole short on it actually, building it from start to finish. So it's just a couple of Walmart white picnic tables underneath with a couple of
Yeah,
pieces
sweet.
of wood to bring it up a little bit to casino
Yeah.
height.
Yeah.
It's the two long boards that go all the way the length of the layout are just all of this is like previous from my daughter's childhood bed. So we broke it down and I just took those pieces from it, made
Repurposing.
that. Oh, it's all repurposed. The black walls around it are from a shoe rack my wife had that she no longer wanted in the closet. So I took it and broke it apart and built it into what you see. And then those white tiles are just vinyl tiles.
Yeah, I was
from a
wondering.
kid.
I was wondering about this. It was just fine marble, right?
It's from, it's vinyl, dude. It's from laying the floor in the bathroom.
I was like,
those were
man,
extra. Those were extra pieces.
He's
I
got
had to have
marble
them there
siding.
because the dice would bounce back and fall off the table.
Yeah. So, at what point did you go? Let me get to this next one, dude.
So the next one's really just a heightened version of what you just saw. Just I just went to Home Depot and bought more black bookshelves and broke them down.
Well, here I'm gonna go to this though. This is I'm just gonna cut to the chase and go to the look at this thing, man.
Yeah. So the lettering came from Joanne Fabrics. And I found my wife and I went to a Home Sense store and I found an alabaster stone crab. So I just have it hooked on. I have it hooked on two L hooks that you can't see. That it's just sitting in a pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is alabaster.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. You know that the top of do you know this fun fact? So when I was in college, I took a ancient Egypt class. I took a couple of them, it's for credits. And the one thing I remember is that they coated the sides of the pyramids in alabaster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They probably looked beautiful, like this crab.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet though. You've got you're one of the only ones with like a big 3D sort of logo.
So the layouts you saw in the previous picture are both underneath this layout that I had to order so I could have an actual, proper layout. And that whole table setup is only 10 feet. And it was only originally 30 inches wide. So I was really only using it to throw down a lane, throw from stick left 2 or something, or stick left 3. And then we went to move it because I got interested in last April. I got interested in blackjack and I wanted to have one of the tables that was underneath that picture for a blackjack layout that I'm sitting in front of right now. So my table came in half, but when we were moving it, the walls broke. My wife was helping me and it broke and all the chips went all over the floor. So that whole Old Bay Craps now is up on the wall near the ceiling.
Yeah.
And the table is just open-ended on one end now.
Yeah, I like the stick too, man. You didn't get this from Amazon, did you?
I did, and I actually have a video of my stick progression that started with a cat's paw, which is
no way, dude. See, I love
a metal
that
crowbar. I went from a cat's paw to a crowbar to a grill scratcher, and then the stick.
Yeah, you've got to. I'd love to. I actually would like to see that stuff. I'm pretty particular about sticks, and whenever I see them in videos on YouTube, and they just for some reason annoy me when they're not the real rattans. Which the real rattans are vines, right?
Right.
Yeah, they actually don't make those anymore.
Yeah, the only other thing I'll point out is that blue, what you're looking at right in the center underneath the crab, is a coaster that a ceramic coaster my daughter made when Chiro Midmo Yo passed away. She made that in the class, and it actually has silver dice representing a yo.
Oh, cool, man. Cool. Shout out. It was
Midmo Yo, Chiro Mucci.
Midmo Yo. Yeah, I didn't know. Yep. He's before my time. Didn't know him. Wasn't really part of the scene back then. That's cool, man. That's a nice little thing that you have there to honor.
And the last thing I'll tell you is that half the stuff you see were donated to me by people who watch the channel. The banana chips and the purple chips came from one other YouTuber, and then The ATS yellow buttons you see, I got those from Jen. She gave me those a couple of years ago.
Oh, nice. Yeah, these are legit buttons. Shout out Justice Jen.
Yeah.
That's a nice little gift. I would like that gift. These, those are the real deal. That's nice. I used to, so that's where you keep your ATS mark then?
Yeah, well, I've moved it around. I move it around to whatever I need for the video.
Yeah. You guys both have pretty, like, you know, these are actually visually appealing setups.
But we needed that. You want to learn the game,
Yeah.
you have to get into it, because one of the things I'll just say is that, you know, you asked earlier about, you know, the progression of your learning. And when I started doing live shows, I wasn't doing the live shows really for the people and, you know, rolling out for them. I was doing it to teach myself how to deal. Because if I knew if I taught myself how to deal, I'd be better and more comfortable betting at the casino.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What is that? An Amazon?
Gotta show you
stiff?
something, Tenton.
Yeah, please.
No. So you said you like sticks, so I grabbed this one. All right. This one was my dad was telling one of his coworkers that I had a craps channel.
Mhm.
Right. And
Yeah.
my dad's coworker does things with wood and like sticks and stuff. So he made me my own.
Oh, nice, dude. All right.
Now, I don't use this on the table because it's kind of awkward because it's so big. Like you can see how, I mean, my hand is, you know, where's the camera? There it is.
Looks like you stole it from Bo Peep.
Yeah, but made it for me. So I just had to show it to you because it's I know you
no,
like
that's
that.
cool. I mean, I'm really like, they trigger me. Hey, ETG, grab that stick that's hanging over there that I always forget I have. But let me get this other one.
As soon as Tenton starts pumping videos, he's gonna break the stick.
One day, listen, man, I've thought about this a million times about smashing this piece of shit. All right. So this is when you get these things, you know, from Amazon and you're like, oh yeah, I'm excited to get these sticks, you know, this thing is like, I've wanted to break this so many times. One day I will break it, but it's a piece of shit. And I just keep it here because it's a fucking piece of shit. This stick, like, look at this thing. Look at how do they even sell that? This thing is this huge. I've had to I've heated it up and bent it before, but that this is like the old school legit rattan that just bends so much and it just feels so good in your hand. I like it when you go to see some of the houses here where they still have these. They're just pretty cool. Ed's got this now.
That's the stick I have on my table, just like that one. The really bendy one, like you just showed.
Man, those are just those are clutch. You can't really find them anymore.
No.
You need like a secret supplier. I've got one. I do. I have bought like 5 of them, so they're tough to find when they come in. But I think that's you know what? So after you've got all the, you know, when you've got your practice set up, how often do you guys go to the casino together? I mean, this is a nice segue, I guess, into the scene and where you're living, and might as well just bring this other page up just so people know what we're looking at as far as oh man, you know what? You guys gonna have to bear with me right here. Check this out. It's 90 degrees in Vegas right now. Isn't that?
It's 41.
You pulled up. Yeah.
Isn't that
nice cold here?
Isn't that wonderful? Oh yeah, 90 degrees right now. And yeah, I did want to do a little comparison since I'm just curious. So Philly right now, 42. 42. Yep. Is it snowing there right now?
No, it's not snowing, but I can tell you it doesn't feel like 42 outside right now. It's definitely colder than that.
Man, that looks... There's Baltimore. God, dude. I'm so happy I'm not over there. I feel bad. I do feel bad. I love this weather. I mean, we went to summer really quick. We had like a week of spring, and now we're full on summer. Man, it is. Yeah, no, nope.
That's why you'll see us
I'm
wearing
jealous.
hoodies for the next 3 months.
I was gonna say, yeah, you could tell the difference. Craig and I are both in long sleeve hoodies, and you're in a t-shirt. There's a reason why.
Yeah, I want to. Let me find this here. Let me find this other. Let me share this. Let me share this with you, dude. Let's see. No. Well, I'm going to share this window with you right now since I clicked on it. I don't know if I gave you guys the proper introduction. Did I? I'm not quite sure. I'm still winging everything, man. But
Nah, you're good. You're good.
you know that? You guys, I'll just start talking about this right now just because I'm on the Full of Chips podcast page right now. Congratulations on episode 33 already. You guys are flying through episodes.
Thank you.
You know? And one thing I'll get back to the map and see, I just figured I'd land on this. I'm curious now. So this is more for me. Creating a podcast and working on a podcast for the past couple years. How did this come about? Because I'm a listener. I listen and I want to talk about actually episode 31 specifically at some point today. But how did this come about?
So yeah, I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while, and I did start one like very briefly with a friend of mine talking about sports, and we could never align schedules. It was a disaster. It became too much like to coordinate. I was like, I can't do this anymore. We're gonna scrap it. And I still wanted to do a podcast, and I'm like, all right, who would I actually want to do a podcast with? And I'm sitting there thinking, right? And it's no knock on a lot of people because I, know a lot of different YouTubers who, do videos and all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, Craig and I get along really, really well. I think we would have a good, back and forth together in a podcast type format. So one day, text him. I'm like, dude, what do you think? Like, you want to start something? You want to do a podcast? And Craig, what was your response when I said that?
I said, I've always wanted to do a podcast. This is awesome. I'm in. Seconds.
Yep.
It took seconds.
Oh, yeah. So then it just jumped into, all right, let's figure out, formatting. Let's figure out names. Let's figure out graphics, all that kind of stuff. And then once we had that kind of set up, because, we have the YouTube background, right? So, we know kind of what goes into filming, all that kind of stuff. So that piece of things was actually kind of easy because, him and I both have cameras, we have microphones. Like, I don't have to worry about that piece of the setup, which I feel like is a hard part for a lot of people. For us, it was like, all right, let's get, what we want to talk about, kind of how we want to lay out the podcast, the structure of the podcast.
Yeah.
And we basically talked about it for like a month, let's say, back and forth all the time. And then we figured out kind of, and what we ended up settling on, which are kind of, the format of our episodes now. And we've been having a lot of fun with it. We hope people like listening to it. We've had a lot of positive feedback on it, and we were like, we like it a lot. And, I think it's an interesting thing because I like listening to you and Ed a lot. And you guys talk a lot about sessions, right?
Yeah.
There's obviously educational pieces and stuff in there as well, but it's a lot of gameplay because you and Ed play a lot more than Craig and I do, right? And we were like, let's talk about things maybe from a beginner perspective, or like just lessons we wish we knew earlier that we kind of had to learn the hard way. That's kind of what we base things on. Obviously, we have session debriefs and stuff in there, but we wanted to kind of approach it from that perspective because we have the YouTube background of we're trying to do a strategy video. We're trying to teach somebody something. So let's put it in words and let's make a podcast about it.
Yeah. You know, I've been ignoring the chat, by the way. I'll get to it. I'm still figuring this stuff out all the time, man. There's a lot of things I want to talk to you about. So apologies to everyone in the chat. I should get some stuff up there, but sometimes I can't think and do this stuff all at once. By the way, your song gets stuck in my head sometimes. As much as I hate to admit, listen, I don't like a lot of AI stuff. Okay. And I don't care. I just don't like it. Right. But that song gets stuck in my head sometimes. And I'm sure it's AI. So good job, because it's stuck in my head. It really is. It gets stuck in my head. But I don't listen to there's not a lot of podcasts to listen to. And that's a very similar story to how Ed and I started, because I was gonna, it's funny because I just pulled out this like 16-page business plan that I made for YouTube when I was going to start this 10-ton, because I was just sick of literally going on looking for stuff that doesn't exist for craps. I'm like, fuck it. I'll just do it. And so I had this 16-page thing, and then anyway, ended up talking to Ed, and we were having these long conversations, and then he's like, we should start a podcast or something like that. And I'm like, yep. Okay, done. Pretty much very similar to what Old Bay said, which is like, all right, cool, it's done. And then, the rest is history. But I think podcasts work with two people.
Yeah. It has to bounce off somebody.
It's tough to do a podcast on your own. It's really tough. It's tough for me to sit here and talk to a screen on my own. That's why I like, talking to you guys or talking to whoever. So, I like that when you guys talk about situations and just concepts. That was one of the reasons why I liked Craps Chat. Back in the day, a few years ago, I would listen to those episodes when I was like at the gym. And that's a nice thing about doing something that's not visual, because you can listen to it in your car. You can just put it down, because let's face it, a lot of podcasts on YouTube, I would just put on and like listen to when I go to sleep and not watch it.
Right.
So that's why this format, I think this format is stronger. The podcast format is stronger because you can take it anywhere. And I would listen to podcasts like walking around in my car. I know John from ProCraps listens to it when he's walking his dog, which is something that I would do too if I had a dog now. But so it was a good choice, I think, from format wise. I loved it, and I think it's good. It's more the merrier for people that are doing stuff in craps, because we're the most underrepresented out of any of the casino games. It's just fact. We are the sort of, not necessarily popular, but you know what I mean. We're the least known, and it's crazy because it's actually the most fun, I think, out of any game.
Yep, I would definitely agree.
So, as far as the podcast goes, what challenges have you faced as far as growing it or doing it or putting it out? Because it takes a lot of dedication and consistency to do this.
Content.
Really?
But I think content, because we had a lot of ideas going into this. Like we easily probably had the first 20 episodes in our heads ready to put down on paper and go with it. And like after 20, it was starting to get a little bit harder. Like, what do we talk about now? And then we started to think about, what if we just break the game down even further, and not really breaking it down like how to play a strategy, chips, whatever. Break down, what are you doing at the casino? Are you ready to be at the casino? What was your thought process before you walked to the doors? Like things like that, things that people don't or take for granted about thinking about when they think about playing the game of craps. You're there. How long are you there? What's your buy-in? What do you plan on playing? Are you prepared for what could happen? Are you accepting the fact that you're disadvantaged as soon as you walk through the doors? Things like that.
Dude, there's a whole level of playing which isn't addressed, and that's the big thing on YouTube on what it's like to be a player. And I think that's where I have a massive advantage just because of where I am and how often I get to go play, and it's the perspective of what it is. It's tough. When I was living in California, it was very tough to even come out here once, once every couple months, or then even once a month. It was almost like you forgot everything. I'd get to the table and I'd like it. You'd take a session or two to actually get acclimated again into whatever you were last working on a couple months ago. I mean, it's one of those things where you need to stay consistent in this game and play a lot for everything, so that even your shot is there, because then you end up practicing in real time with real money at a real table. And then that could bleed your bankroll.
Well, one of the things that really got us interested in talking about the journey to get to the casino is one of the summers. I think it was not the summer that I came out with the channel, but the following summer, I took a notebook out and I acted as if I was going to the casino for a week. And so I mapped out on a notebook 3 sessions a day, 7 days in the week to see, and wrote down every single roll and every position that I was throwing from. And all of that just makes you such a better player, because you're breaking it down, and you're not just going to the casino with a wad of cash, throwing it down and just hoping for the best. There's too many people like that, 10 ton, right?
Yeah.
There's too many people. You see them all the time. You see it more than we do. You get to the casino more than we do. You see people just come to the table and just burn their cash. And you're like, that was a waste.
I saw myself burn cash last night. What are you talking about? I saw that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do see it, man. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, man.
No. No, but it's something that you really have to learn, though, right? Because, I think a lot of people, regardless of the game you play, but specifically craps, right? I feel like everybody thinks in order to be a craps player, you actually have to play the tables, which is definitely a piece of it, right? But there's a lot more that goes into it than just showing up at the table and betting, right? Like, you're setting yourself up to go to the casino, right? You're practicing, you're working on your toss, right? Like, I can tell you, I'd much rather work on my toss at my table than work on my toss at the casino with actual money out there, right? And there's ways you can adjust into a table, minimum bets and things like that to figure out, how your toss is looking that day. But I'd rather work on those things at home, so when I go to the casino, it's like I'm executing the plan that I had in my head, and I'm on a mission to go take their money, basically.
The worst thing to do is to go to the casino to practice. You don't go to the casino to practice.
Unfortunately, though, for years and years and years and years and years, that was the case. I mean, for me, it was live practice. And in some ways it still is. It's practicing certain disciplinary, issues that I have, which is like, for example, I was playing in a group. It's very difficult. Like, probably my Achilles heel right now is just betting on other people. That's my Achilles heel. It's like just holding out, trying not to, and then bleeding all of a sudden.
But you're not alone. You've talked a lot about playing by yourself at the casino, where you want your position to be, and just that calm of just, you're the one doing it. If the rolls are bad, guess whose fault it is? It's your fault. You're the one throwing. I think there are other people everywhere who like those sessions at 5 a.m. when there's nobody on the table.
Dude, shout out Old Bay Craps for remembering that. That is thank you, man. Now, I think you've been paying attention, because I just said that to someone else. That is my favorite time to play. It's a time when no one really gets to even see me play, but I've hit the ATS for big money 4 times in the last 2 months. Within 2 months, I'm going to hit it again before March is over for sure. All those times I was by myself at a table, all except with Okram Polo and Bump John, but it was just us 3 when we started it. But for the other ones, at the table by myself, shooting in absolute zen peace, dice coming back like a machine. And it's great that's the best time. It's just tough to manipulate and get that advantage of playing at a table like that. So I agree. That is the toughest thing for me, is to deal with other people and combining that social aspect with not betting, or if I am betting, bleeding out too much too quick. Case in point, last night.
But Ed's talked about that. Why are you there? Are you there to socialize, or are you there to win money?
Yeah, Ed's
If you're not there,
absolutely
if you're not there
right.
if you're not there to socialize, don't tell people. Sorry, I just want to concentrate on my throw. Like, I would respect that if somebody said that at the table.
Yeah, I know. You know, sometimes you can only hold out too much, man. Although I got to tell you, man, I talk about holding out. I opened up this fridge. You know, we had that event, and there's so much beer in my fridge, and I just wanted to have we got like, you know, banquet Coors. I like that stuff, man. I like
We'll
the
be
old
over.
school
We'll be over
beers.
in
Oh
4
man,
hours, 5 hours.
I wanted to grab one earlier. I'm like, it would be so nice to crack one of those open while I talk to these two dudes. Be awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna hold out though. I'm still holding out. What are you drinking there?
Tennessee honey whiskey
Oh, nice,
with a little bit of Diet Coke.
nice.
You taking a line from the pod there, Tenton? What are you drinking there, Obey?
Yeah, I know, right? I know. Well, Ed, you know, Ed's always sort of, you know, we always talk about what he's drinking. And I like it when Ed drinks a lot. I think those are the best episodes. When Ed drinks a lot, I just know the episode, like the entertainment value just goes up and up.
Hey, without
Oh, yeah.
Ed, I'm not drinking Bullet Bourbon. I'm not buying it. But because I saw Ed buys it and he shows it on his channel, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah,
So,
there's a, you know, I think the by the way, as far as a community, like from even just doing these Thursday live things, we've just been connecting people that might not connect. You know, it happened in Wisconsin, it happened up there in Seattle crew and up there with BRB and Granite Dice. So if there's anyone, I mean, obviously you guys are cool because, you know, with Nakatomi Tony, I don't know, I think he came via like, I know that we became friends and sent him your way. I don't know, but I know that if we could send people your way, this might be a nice thing. I'm going to pull up the map. Do you guys both go to AC then? And would you guys be considered AC players or not?
I mean, I'm
I'd
in
say
Maryland.
yes
I'm
and
like
no.
2 hours away, but I would agree with DGen. Probably not,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I can tell you for a fact I play Valley Forge, which is my local, a lot more than I
Oh, yeah,
play
I
in Atlantic
remember
City.
that Valley Forge. Shit,
Yeah,
man.
which
When do you ever hear that? Except in history in
exactly.
eighth
When do you ever
grade.
hear it? History book. Exactly. When you were learning about the Battle of Valley Forge and things like that, and George Washington and shit, right? But like, so
there you go.
that's where I play a lot of the time. Now I used to play at Parks a lot because that's where I grew up. But like, I'll play in the Philadelphia area, but Valley Forge would be where I play most. Now, do go down to Atlantic City. I try to get down once a month, if not maybe once every other month, something like that. But it is great to get down there, especially during like the multipliers and stuff, just because there's a lot of like the whole AC crew down there. And it's just a great, session to sit there, chit chat, and have a good time.
So, Dice Gen, how close are you guys? Are you and Obey Crabs?
We're
I mean,
2 hours apart.
fuck. And then how?
Yeah, about an hour 45. Yeah.
So probably if you triangle this, how long does it take you guys each to get to AC?
It takes me 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Hour 45. If there's no traffic when I normally go at 5 a.m., I can get there in an hour and 25, but don't ask me how fast I'm going.
Man, that's not bad. I bet I would be playing and in AC a lot if it took me less than 2 hours to get there. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to get there. The only problem is like, when I go early in the morning, it's nice because I don't have to deal with traffic. Like I have to drive through the city of Philadelphia to get there. So like that can throw a damper on things where it can turn into a 3.5 hour drive just because of traffic going through the city.
Right.
Yeah, copy that. So are you playing mostly then? I mean, do you go into Philly? And where would you say are in both of your regions, where would you say are the best craps tables or the biggest houses, or someone like myself? If I was going to go out there, let's say I was going to make 3 trips. Well, forget about AC. Let's say I was going to go to Philly, and my sister lives right outside of Philly in Pennington. So, or Princeton. So, I mean, that's really close. That's the last time I took a trip was over into Philly. So where would the place be to play? That would match my expectations of being a Vegas player.
So if you want the Vegas expectations, Atlantic City would be your place to go, right?
Yeah, but
Without
what?
even a question, because you have options and stuff. Now, to play, it kind of depends on what atmosphere you're looking for. Personally, I don't like playing in a lot of the casinos in the city. I will go play there, but they're not my favorite places to play because of the people on the tables, right?
Yeah.
They're full of, as you like to say, ferrets. It's just they're everywhere, right? Now, I'm not going to say Valley Forge
Oh, dude,
doesn't
are you
have
giving
that,
me?
but
Are you giving me the? Are you giving me the? Are
Credit?
you giving? Yeah.
what am I giving
think,
you? The not to come?
No, are you giving me the? You're giving me the reason to use this. Oh man. Yeah. Any reason to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to
Remind
give it to
me.
you, but
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. No, I'm just
Go-
gonna say, like, the amount of, let's say, experienced craps players in a lot of the Philadelphia casinos. So I'm talking Live, Harris, Rivers. They're not there. Like, you're dealing with a lot of people who are just showing up and trying to get on a table and like zero etiquette, zero clue of what's going on. That's why I like Atlantic City, but I also like Valley Forge. I like Parks too. I've had
Yeah.
my issues there, but Parks was good to me. I played there for 4 or 5 years. So I liked it there as well. But I like staying outside of the city personally. So like obviously Valley Forge, Parks, Bethlehem, Wind Creek has a nice casino up there too. That's a really nice casino.
Man,
Actually,
there's a lot of casinos up there. A lot of places to play craps.
oh yeah, and I mean it depends where you stay, but like I mean I can be at, let's say, Wind Creek, Valley Forge, any casino in Philadelphia or Parks within 45 minutes from where I'm at. So I could be at 8 casinos within 45 minutes if I wanted to.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That is that. I didn't know that. I didn't know Philly had that many options. Oh, Bay, what about you? How many options? Do you have a lot of options, or are you just sort of stuck?
I mean, I have options if I want to drive, but I don't like to drive far. So obviously,
does?
like
Who does, dude? Right?
like I'll try to hit AC twice a year for the multipliers.
Mhm.
Because I just don't have I am still learning how to build bankroll so that I can just go whenever I want. My local is actually 25 minutes north. So on your map, I'm above Baltimore. I'm northeast. I'm in Bel Air. So it's closer to like 20 minutes from the PA border.
Man, that sounds fancy.
So I have to go northeast 25 minutes to Hollywood Casino in Perryville, which is a Penn property. Their rewards are shit, but it's 25 minutes away. But it's bouncy as anything. It's more bouncy.
But you've got a couple though. I mean, there's Horseshoe in Baltimore. There's Live.
I will not go to Horseshoe only because I worked in Baltimore for 20 years and I don't feel like traveling to Baltimore. I'll go past Baltimore. I'll go past Baltimore and go down to Maryland Live, which is only 10, 15 minutes from the airport, BWI.
Yeah.
So I like Maryland Live because their tables are harder. I've had more success there. And that's where I've met and played with like Jeff, Mid-Atlantic Craps, Clay, East Coast Craps.
Shout out Mid-Atlantic Craps.
Yeah.
Would you say that the scene is there a scene like Seattle? They've got a scene. I think it's like right now, I think it's the biggest scene outside of Vegas. I mean, that I know of, a group of players that are organized, that get together, that practice, that are all like thinking the same thing, that want to play. I feel like it's a scene.
There could be, but I don't think
Atlantic.
there's really a scene in Maryland.
No.
Yeah, I would say Atlantic City more than like, let's say, Philadelphia or Maryland. Like, I mean, obviously there's people I know that I'll go to the local with, or like people that I see there regularly that, I'm on first name basis with. But like the Atlantic City crew that like we are a part of, I mean, that crew is 50 something strong, like texting every day. People are, firing off messages, talking about going to the casino, trips they've had, all that kind of stuff. there have been, practice sessions at people's houses and things along those lines. So like,
Yeah.
I would say that's probably more similar to what you're talking about with the
So
Seattle
it's
crew.
50 plus. I didn't realize
Oh,
that
yeah.
that was so big.
No, and what's
It's
great
a
about
big crew.
the feed that we have is there's almost somebody playing every day. So
You guys
get
have a signal channel or something?
Yep, Signal. Yep.
right.
I would only use that for like weed and illegal shit. That's what that
It
app is for,
started-
man. When you're doing like weed deals and hey, I want to buy this much CBD oil that's illegal or stuff like that. Like that's when I
Yeah.
use Signal, or I want to talk about some militia group. Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, it started with like, just a regular text message, right? In the beginning. And because there was,
Mhm.
let's say 10, 12 people in the group. Then it started growing,
Yeah.
growing. And, if you have iPhone talking to Android, you can only have 20 people in the group.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, we got to keep making a new group every time. And then it was like, where do we go? Do we go Discord? Do we go Signal?
Right.
Do we go WhatsApp, like Telegram? What are the options here? And Signal became kind of the spot where, people wanted to go. And
I don't know anyone that uses that app. No one. I mean, no one anymore. Like, well, so
I'll
I
have
mean,
to
I
ask
guess,
Ted where he got that from.
man, I don't know anyone that uses that. I'm just more like, just text me the regular text, the only text.
Yeah.
Although sometimes you have to use WhatsApp for international shit for work. But man, all right, Signal, keeping it alive. Good job.
Oh yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of people in there. I mean, that's Lou just put in chat like 51 and climbing. There's a lot of people that are in that chat, and then some of there's like some extensions of people, right? Like there's maybe like couples in there or something that like both play, but only one of them's in the chat or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I mean, a large crew, and that's not even that's like let's say the core 50 members or so. I mean, it's a large number, but like there's a lot of people when we go down to Atlantic City that we socialize with, interact with, play on the tables with regularly that aren't in that group either. So
But then occasionally we get a table just of our crew, and you can't beat that for anything. It's like it's almost like having a private table in public.
Oh, well, how do you guys run your private tables? That's sort of I've been having a lot of discussions about that and what makes a private table. And that's something that we talked about on our, with the Dice Coach and Ed in the last episode 105, which just dropped this past Tuesday.
good episode, by the way.
Oh, did really? Thanks, man. Thanks. I enjoyed it. It was pretty fresh. It's like, I didn't really get to see Bo or Ed that much except in class. So it's like piecing together the weekend and understanding like how everything transpired and a lot of interesting suggestions. Man, his wife, Obe Craps, man, I bet his wife just like pulled the plug on him.
She's said
like,
you're out.
She's like, Dice DGen? It's just, I'm sick of it. Oh, he's back.
No,
okay, sorry.
I didn't want the.
He heard all of that.
I did hear all of that. I have 2 dogs running around right now, so I didn't want you guys to see them jumping on the back of my chair.
What do you mean? That would have been awesome. Are you kidding? You add some dogs in here instead of 3 dudes talking about crafts. What the hell, man? That's when you leave your camera on. Yeah. So the private tables are tough. They're tough. Some people were like, well, I had an interesting conversation with Lip King today, who has a shout out Lip King, who had a really good take on it. But then the other day I had a different conversation. Ed has a different take. All of these guys, obviously, if everyone made money, they're going to be happy with whatever works, but it's tough to run a group table. It's tough for me to be at a group table just for my own discipline and betting. But do you guys run your tables? Because Ed's got a system, obviously, when he does the Brownwater Bash and Biloxi, and it's pretty, it sounds pretty legit as far as like, it's like like
it's an operation.
It is an operation, man. Operation Alabama, man. It is. And so do you guys do that, or is it just sort of a free for all?
So it's a little bit of both. Let's say, like, I would say getting a private table in Atlantic City is a little bit harder than it is to get a table in Vegas or in a Biloxi or things like that, based on staffing and other things. Now, we've had private tables. There has been some planning that's gone into it, I would say, but we, especially during like multipliers and stuff, we're able to basically make our own private table on the main floor with just the crew literally taking up every spot before the table even opens, right? So we have a good rapport with the crews and the pit bosses based on, how we play, our tipping, all that kind of stuff. So, we'll ask a pit boss, hey, when's that next table opening up? And then it's going to open at noon and it's 11 o'clock. And immediately you see all of us, players' cards are out, and we go over to the other table and we start lining them up where we want to stand. Right.
Yeah.
And we all kind of have an understanding of, all right, we know Lou's at stick left 1 or at 2. Ted's either at 1 or 2. Those are the 2 that are there if they're at the table. If they're not at the table, then maybe somebody else, but that's where they're going to shoot from. We know Clay's shooting from the right-hand side, right? And we know certain people are shooting from certain spots, that it's where they're comfortable from. And why do we want that? Because we want to make money, right? So we want to have them shooting from the spot that they want to shoot from. And it's not saying that other people can't shoot from there. It's just that's where we would like to, put our strong shooters where they're comfortable shooting. And then the rest of the table kind of fills in around that. But I mean, if we're told a table's opening, I can guarantee that table's full within 30 seconds. All of our cards are down. And, we'll send a message in the chat like, hey, we table opening in 45 minutes. Anybody else want on the table? And they'll be like, yep. And again, player's card goes down. And when that table opens, literally 12 to 14 of us are standing around that table with cash in hand, ready to buy into that table. And we basically have a private table until somebody wants to leave, but usually a group member is coming in there to fill that spot in. And the nice part about it is that we all have an understanding of we're there to make money, right? So we try to limit line bets. And we try to keep the landing zones clear. And we also are looking to see, all right, is anybody trying to come into this table? Right?
Are you sure you're not Ed's
to
kid?
come in.
Are you sure you're not
No,
Ed's
it's
kid?
just how it goes, right? Like we're all bodyguarding
sure?
for everybody else. Yeah, to make sure. But see, that's something that was learned from Ed and from others who have talked about it, right? Where like Lou's shooting and I'm standing next to him, nobody is talking to Lou. Like you have to go through me to talk to Lou.
Right.
Drink lady, believe me, I know Lou's drink orders. I know his coffee order. I know his soda order. I know them both without even thinking about it, because if he tells me, Chris, I need a refill, I'm like, no problem. You keep doing what you're doing. I'll get you your drink. But it's like that with a lot of different crew members, right? Where we know that they're getting low on their drink. We know their drink orders. We'll handle that. We'll handle the tip. Don't worry about it. Just stay in the zone. Worry about shooting. And
man, that is nice.
Your drink will be there for you.
That is nice.
Look,
guys got it down, man. Yeah,
you know firsthand. 10 times you know firsthand that Lou doesn't play the ATS on himself.
Oh, he doesn't.
So, we'll bet that for him too.
We bet that for him. We all chip in to bet it for him.
Yeah. Listen,
you want Lou at stick left 1.
I'm gonna quick shout out, man, because fucking Waylon's way. Waylon, dude, thank you for reminding me to hit like and subscribe. Hell yeah, brother.
Yes.
I like that. I never say that. I don't think I've
Waylon.
said that once in how many episodes so far. This is number 7, which I said camper, so I changed that little thing over there. You can't see it. I don't think you guys can see it right now, but if I went full screen, you could. Yeah, you can. I changed that. They're like, take that 7 off. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I mean,
is that why you brought us on for this episode?
Oh, hey, man. You know what? Moonshine. Shout
7?
out Moonshine. Group tables suck. I've never seen a private table make money. He's got a good point. The kid's got a point.
Valid point. And you want to know why I think that's a very valid point? Because you're on a table with a bunch of people that that can shoot and can shoot well. And when you're all not shooting well, that table is a torpedo very, very quickly. We've had it in Atlantic City where we had a private table at the Trop in the VIP room, you know, secluded off and everything, and nobody could get a roll going. And I've never seen bankrolls torch quicker in my life. Like it was brutal.
It's I'm gonna figure it out. I'm on a mission to figure it out. But Ed says, and Ed's, you know, what he runs, like I said, Operation Alabama down there. It looks and sounds like he's got it down to a science, and they all fall in line and they all make money, which is good. Yeah. So, but we got to get some of that. Yeah, we had a tough time, and it was a shooter's table. It was a great table, but it's interesting how there's certain tables from being able to play so much here. There's certain tables that I just know are good tables. I'm going to that table at Durango because that table I keep making money at, or that one at Palms because that consistently makes money when you can get it, or this one at Caesars, or this one here. It's pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys do that or have that out in AC, if there's a table that like, okay, this is the table we want.
Yeah, no, I enjoy the fire bet table. Yeah, I like playing the ATS for sure, but something about that fire bet table, just from stick right. When I want to play stick right, I go to the fire bet. If I go stick left, I want to go to the ATS table.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have. So Atlantic City is interesting, especially Harris, right? So Harris's tables are all different heights. They're not like standard. They're not all the same. So certain people like shooting on different tables.
Yeah.
At Harris, right? So like sometimes, you know, there'll be one table open, and it might be the fire bet table, and that's where everybody's playing. But then when you have the option of like fire bet or the ATS table, it's like, all right, guys, which one do we want to go to? And it's kind of a group decision. Now, yes, we'll split across the tables, but if we can get, you know, a solid group to go to one table, we know we can squat up that table.
Yeah.
And again, block for each other, do all that kind of stuff. So we don't have to worry about people coming in and trying to, you know, mess with what's going on at our table.
Yeah.
100%.
But I mean, it depends on the casino too. So like different casinos have different tables and different surfaces and stuff. Like I personally rarely shoot at Harris. We play at Harris a lot. I rarely shoot there because I don't like those tables that much to shoot on. They're 14 foot. To me, they're a little bit bouncy, right? I'm used to shooting on a 12-foot table. So for me, the 14 is a little different, right? But like we go over to the Nugget or we go over to like an Ocean or something like that.
Yeah.
Sign me up. It's a 12-foot table. Give me my spot. I'm good.
Yeah. I was going to wear my Ocean shirt today, but I didn't. I should have worn it a little. I think I think Winfield Jenkins is actually a mudslide in disguise. Moonshine Melvin, I've seen one last year at Brownwater Bash in Biloxi at the Hard Rock. I watched the whole thing. It was a great table to learn from. Yep, word has it. That's what goes down in the South. Some stuff, lots of winning. Yeah, shout out Ed Robinson, roll to win. He's been lurking in the chat. I always like it. Yeah, that's awesome. You know what? Listen, there's a couple things I want to talk about for this last specific topics that you guys brought up, which is really the reason why I was like, you know what? I like this topic. I like that you guys brought up these couple topics because I don't hear anyone talking about them. And I loved it. But you know what? I need to do a little quick advertising, or else, you know, my sponsors will get mad at me. Okay. So hold on a second. All right. Give me 2 seconds to get I got a pimp. We got some new shirts in. Okay, you guys, I got some long sleeves, black with a big logo. ETG, you should get them for me. And then we've got some like stacked logo with like a vintage gray. Dice Degen, you probably like that color. I know your style. Yeah. You would like that.
I love the acid wash gray, man. That's my favorite
it's
shirt.
It's more of that like acid washed vintage gray. You know, yep. Ed would say it's like Ed likes to label that color like he calls it Confederate gray. I can't really list it like that, but anyway, this is the regular This is the new long sleeve, but here's the other new one that we just got in. I don't even think this is on the store, but I know you'd like this color, Dice Degen.
Oh,
like
yeah.
this is just a Dice Degen color. This is like a washed out gray. It looks darker
Yes.
there. It looks way darker on the screen, but it's super light. I just got those in
How
today.
did you know I have a washed out gray shirt?
Oh
under
man,
this?
I just know your
We'll let you know when they come in the mail. We'll let you know how they are.
I just know your style.
Yes.
But you know what? We have it a little update. You know, this was popular. This commercial that we made last week was very popular. Okay. I'll play the original and then I'll do an updated version for you. Okay. To support the show, you know, buy the merch, all that shit.
There you
Okay.
go.
So here's the updated one. Okay. Here's the updated one. You ready? It's a new and improved advertisement. Okay. To support the show, show a little love, you know. All right. Show a little love. Here we go. The new one. Okay. This is the new one. We made some changes.
Premiere.
So this is this really just is to make me laugh. Really, I think this whole thing is just designed for my odd sense of humor. That was funny though, isn't it? I really think it's funny. Yeah.
I like it. I like the dog one better because I'm a dog person, but
Yeah, we
I hate
opted
cats,
out.
So
ETG would not let me put like the actual like starving children on. He vetoed that. So we just went with a safer route of, you know, dogs and cats. Who doesn't like that?
there you go.
All right.
Little ASPCA vibes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. Look at almost cried a little. Exactly. Jobless Degen, shout out. I saw him last night from Calgary, man. He's a craps player from Calgary. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, dude. Canine comp, man. It's in the mail, man. And then all right. So this is what I want to talk to you guys about. Okay. Canine, he's an AC guy, right?
Yes, sir. We'll see him next week.
Yeah. You know what was really nice? Dude, Nakatomi Tony. So I finally met up with him. Dude, you know what the big shocker was? Is that dude is tall. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like he is tall. Like that was like I was shocked. I was surprised. I'm like, this is Nakatomi Tony. The Nakatomi Tony's like 6'4".
Yeah.
I was not expecting him. Like my vision of Nakatomi Tony was like, I don't know, you know, totally different. He was not bad.
I thought you
You're like
were
Tom-
next to him.
You know.
You're like Tom Cruise height.
So yeah, Ed, I am crying, dude. That is just funny. Wait till we update it though. But that is really funny, man.
You should have Ed
So-
crying like the kitten.
Yeah, we'll see. You never know what will go on in the production room here. You know. Okay. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. This is the whole reason this whole thing happened. Okay, is you guys talked about and you did a quote, Obey Craps, every gambler wants a comeback story. The disciplined gambler actually gets one. All right. That topic alone, it's very interesting to me because you're talking about comebacks and discipline. And Degen, you ended up saying that we find ourselves in a comeback situation a lot of times. And then you said, unfortunately, a lot of people are looking for that comeback story, but the main reason that you will come back is because of discipline. Now, this is what I wanted to ask you. What do you mean? What does that mean? A lot of people are looking for that comeback, you know, that comeback story or that. Like, what do you mean by that?
So when you're playing the casino, right? I think all of us have dealt with the situation where you find yourself down and you're right when you get there, right? It's very rare, let's say, that you start the session up and you stay up a lot of the time, right? So you're playing a sort of comeback game, right? To come back to even or make a profit. And unfortunately, a lot of people who are looking for that comeback don't have the discipline to actually make the comeback. Now, I'm not saying they won't make a comeback, right? But you see people start doing bets that they normally don't do and presses that they normally don't do. And they start playing outside of maybe their comfort level or where they actually know how to play, and it digs themselves a deeper hole.
Literally until they leave with nothing.
Yeah. Like 10 ton, for example, right? Let's say, you buy into the table, right? And you're a bad example because you are disciplined, right? But let's say,
wait. Hey, listen, let's not get out of hand. All right. Listen, this is okay. There might be kids watching. Let's not get out of hand. Okay. I at times have great discipline and at times have absolutely horrible discipline. Case in point, last night, you hold out. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, for the most part, let's imagine a perfect scenario where I have discipline.
Right. So you have a discipline, right? Let's say you buy in, you get your marker, right? You're down 5K once around the table.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You're down, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It sucks. Now
Yep.
you're trying to come back, right? You're trying to maybe get to even, maybe lessen that loss a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you got a shooter who's on a decent roll. You got some bets pressed up. Let's say you've made back $1,500. You're still down 3,500. You look out on the felt, and let's say you have 2,500 out on the felt, right? What are you doing in that situation? Are you those bets where that?
I like this, man.
Where they
This
are?
is big craps.
Are you gonna regress down a little bit, lock up some of that, right? Because remind you started that roll down $5,000. You pull down some money off the table, you might only be down 2,500. Boom, you knocked back half of it already, right?
Yeah,
or you could go the aggressive route and keep trying to press to get back to even on that one hit. The problem is people who are looking for that one hit, you rarely get it. Right? If you're down $5,000, you're trying to make all $5,000 back on one shooter. It's a bad idea to go into that shooter thinking I'm going to make $5,000 on this shooter. You have to think from the mentality of I am going to start chipping away at this $5,000 deficit on this shooter.
Chipper Jones, man. You know what, Obey? The kid's gonna be somebody when he grows up.
Hey, he's an old soul.
Yeah, man, that's good. I would say, yeah, that's a tricky situation. I'm always looking at, I forget about being in a group, okay? Because I've made some. Here's the main point that I thought of when you guys brought that up, and I'm going to talk to Ed about this. Oh man, we're going to have a good conversation about this. All right, and I hope you don't mind, but you will have inspired our first sort of Patreon only combo. Okay, I'll give you the credit right now. All right, full of chips. Credit. All right, I just stole a little content idea from you. Okay, but at least I'm giving you credit for it. Okay, and we're talking about it.
And now, free shirts. I love it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, free shirts. That's the payment, right? Yeah. Okay. This is what I was thinking. There is no, and this might be a hot take, but the minute you put your first chip down, the entire crap session is a comeback session in my mind. Mm-hmm. There is no, it is nothing but a comeback session until you are up. And then in my mind, it's a when am I going to leave session? But the entire crap session for me is a comeback session. That whole mentality starts the minute I'm down. So now it depends on how big of a comeback, which I think you're talking about those hero comebacks. Like, a year ago in February, I dug myself a hole, and I have a tendency to do that, but I was down 40,000. I think it was 40 grand, but I came back. How does one come back from that? I'm very good at coming back. It's one of my, I think, strong points, but it's the other night at Durango down 3,000, but then I got on the table by myself. And then it's a process of, I don't think I'm going to get it back. You know what? As I'm talking, I realize when I'm with a group and I'm down, I take the sort of the not so smart approach to comebacks, which is let me hit a home run, let me bet big, which is what I just did with Ed. And I talked about it on this last podcast, episode number 105, Casino Tears. It was when I went with Bo. I'm like, okay, I thought I'd get it back all at once. Ed shooting, great. So I had 5,000 out on the table. Well, guess what? He hits a 4, $3,000. If he hits at 5, it's 6,000. My whole weekend's different. My entire weekend's different if he hits those, right? But you'd want Ed to have the dice right then. You want someone that you know is like, oh, I like this table, shooter's table. Give it to the shooter, right? Give it to the old pro, right?
Shooter
Didn't happen. Yeah. Okay, but I was going for it. It was a mistake on my part to get greedy, to try to get it back all at once. Now, if it was me and I was down 5,000 or whatever, I would be getting it back in chunks. And that's how I've designed my entire system with, let's say, a 10-ton 2-hit takedown, which is a system, but I've incorporated multiple systems into a strategy of, I mean, a strategy should be made up of multiple systems that you are weaving in and out of. You're driving like a driver, braking, accelerating. I mean, there's a lot of analogies that you can use for this, but I think that's when your whole comeback needs to go into, your whole strategy and mindset has to change. But again, I don't think it starts from the very beginning. You should be thinking about, like, that analogy that I use of the minute you start, it's like your boat starts filling up with water and you're splashing out water either with like a little fucking Dixie cup, one of those red ones that you were drinking with at the party, or
Solo
a
cup,
pan or a big fucking like wok or something. And that's how I want to get it as much water out as quick as possible in chunks. So my strategy, my systems are all about taking chunks. They're not about conventional wisdom, which I think a lot of YouTube is conventional in that way, in that in one of my biggest gripes, and not to be too wordy, which I am, is that people learning craps that are on YouTube are learning one system only. And that's a big problem, because a crap session is a lot of systems tied together into one big strategy that you are now weaving in and out of. And that is how you can call it a comeback, but it's the same thing as just a regular session. The comebacks are just the more dramatic thing when you're in the hole, but you can either go for it like I did and swung and missed huge by trying to get it back at once, or you can do it more systematic, more strategic. And that is what I'm thinking you're saying it takes a lot of discipline, but it also takes experience and planning on knowing, you know what? I just did that 10-ton 2-hit takedown. I just took down $500. All right, cool. Guess what? The 5 hit again. I'm going to just grab that 140 because I reduced it. I'm just going to grab that 140. I'm not going to press it up again because I need to put chips and become that chipmunk. And I just need to get this water out of the boat, or chips in the rack, either or, however you want to call it, a comeback. Now, speaking of a comeback, you guys brought up aggression. And when you're making a comeback personally on stuff, do you think it brings out aggression, or makes you play different, or it makes you more tentative? Because I know that was something that you brought up, and how it affected how you would play the game.
Well, I think that, you nailed it with, you have to have the discipline. If you don't have that discipline piece, you're never going to make a comeback. You're either just going to bury yourself in a bigger hole, or you're going to probably get down to that last chip, make some stupid bet, and make a big win out of it, but it's still not even going to get you close to becoming even.
But you could hit that. You could hit that like that Hail Mary pass. Like I went for a Hail Mary and obviously didn't convert.
But that's occasional, right? You're hitting the Hail Mary occasionally. On a more regular basis, you're changing how you're playing. And it doesn't mean that you're changing to be conservative. You can change your aggression. But the first thing you have to check when you're in that hole is your emotions. You have to check where you are emotionally, because are you making the aggressive bet because that was your plan if you got down? Or are you making the aggressive bet because you're pissed off that you lost, that somebody 7'd out when you had 640 across?
Well, let me ask you that. Let me ask you then. I mean, I can tell you why I would go for a Hail Mary. It's very, very few times. And I knew, I mean, a lot of it was alcohol induced. When I used to drink, I would go for a Hail Mary. I would be more apt to say, fuck it. Here's my 4th tequila. Let me just go for it. And a lot of times that didn't work out. My comebacks have worked out when they were absolutely like spot on,
executed,
discipline, but it wasn't about getting it all back at
right.
once. But I get it back in chunks, which is another like caveat to that whole thing on just how to play. Again, that's a comeback session is an entire crap session in my opinion. But you're right. Group play can affect that. It affected me where I was more like, fuck it. Let's just go for it. Horrible.
But thinking about it retrospectively, let's say after you made a comeback, is you have to realize it was fun doing that, right? It was fun grabbing chunks, back, more chunks. The rail's starting to get bigger again. The rail's starting to get, okay, we just passed the buy-in. Now we're making profit again. It's absolutely fun when things start going your way, but it was not because of somebody else. It was because you decided to change your mindset and change the way you're playing and adapt to what's rolling. Ed talks about it all the time. Bet what's rolling. We just said it on a previous episode of ours that if a 5 rolls, bet it. Why? Because it's more than likely going to repeat once, right? And if you're down, okay, maybe I don't go a quarter on the 5. Maybe I go 50 on the 5. Or if it hits, I power press it.
Yeah, it's funny when you said that specific line. It's more than likely to repeat once. Then that sort of underscores why I'm so aggressive on a first hit and why I would power press that first hit, because I'm basing a lot of my my gameplay on that second hit, and that's why I'm going to front load it, specifically for that, so I can take chunks and come back regardless. Most of the time, it is a comeback. Or you can
what's the best comeback? Regression. After you've pressed something up, especially if you front load it, it hits, you now regress it. You took a 25, went to 75, it hits. You're like, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm rolling really well. I'm going to go to 150. It hits again. You then go back down to $50. You've made a nice little chunk. You've put that chunk back into your buy-in or your bankroll.
Do you guys find yourself making a lot of comebacks when you guys play?
I'll just speak real quick, Chris. I'm learning. I will tell you that I've finally learned discipline just in the last 6 months. After 4 years of playing,
congratulations.
I've learned discipline in the last 4 to 6 months. So no, I haven't had that. Like my comebacks were just lucky. However, I talked about one of them where I just changed what I was doing. I went smaller, built up, regressed, built up, regressed multiple times. And you want to keep the dealers happy, throw them a chip every once in a while for doing that for you, because it's a lot of customer service involved. It's like, get that energy back up. Bo talks about good energy at the table. When that energy gets going, man, it can be really fun.
Yeah. Listen, shout out Hawaii crap shooters.
Oh yeah, right? Brian.
What's up, Brian?
You made a good point with what's it called? Like basically you're coming back the first time you lay money on the table, right? Now, I wouldn't say that I'm coming back a lot of time. Obviously, I'm down as soon as I start putting money on the table, trying to get that back into the rack, get bets pressed up, whatever it may be. But I purposely try not to dig myself a massive hole that I find myself in a large comeback situation, right? And the whole premise of that conversation too was the fact that the discipline piece and the chunks are important. And you asked earlier about like, do you find that you're less aggressive, more aggressive? I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily less aggressive, but I am more inclined to collect rather than press when I may press when I'm up, right? So for example, you're your 10 on 2 hit takedown, right? Or in an example where, let's say, I have that 5 pressed up, right? Let's say I collect. My next move might be a press, but instead on this one, I'm going to collect because I know I need to get more money back in the rack because I need to, come back a little bit more. So I may collect one more time and then press again after that. It's not that I'm going to, go to 150 on my 5 and then drop it back down to a quarter, right? I'm not pulling a massive regression like that, but I will collect maybe twice at that 150 level, right? And then go up from there.
If you guys, if you guys are, all right, DGen, you're up a grand.
Mm-hmm.
First half hour. Are you done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing.
You just drove 2 hours. You just drove 2 hours. Actually, you know what? You got stuck in traffic. It was 3 hours.
Done.
All right, $800. You're up.
Look, you have to realize DGen is a fucking bandit. He's a bandit.
Man,
he comes
skull
in,
bandits,
steals the money from the casino table, and then he jets. Nobody knew. Where's DGen? He was just here.
Or what I'll do is, right, let's say I'm up that 1,000, right? And I'm very happy with that. Let's say I was happy with 800. I may take 200 and screw around with the $200, right? I already know I'm up 800. That's locked. Never to see the table again.
All right, DGen, let me ask you this. Okay, you're up 500. What's that number where you're like, oh, I'm gonna miser it away and go home. I've got $550.
Though.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, you're up in 20 minutes and you've got 550. The roll just ended. You look down, you've got $550. Are you like, decisions? Do I keep 500 and play with 50, or do I make the 3-hour drive home right now up 500? Or do I keep playing and possibly risk it? And now all of a sudden, next shooter, I'm only up 400.
So I would stop playing because, I mean, anyone in the AC group can tell you, right? I drive to Atlantic City. I get up there, like I get up that 500, 600, whatever it is. I will gladly give up my spot on the table, color up, and I will stay at the table talking to people, right? And I'll socialize. I don't care. I won't leave right away. Right. Or if I go for the whole trip, right? If I go for 2 days, right? Session, great success. I'm good. I'll wait around until somebody wants to go get food or whatever, and I'll come back in later. Right. I'm satisfied with that win, which I'm going to tell you, it took me a long time to learn that because in the beginning, I was not like that. Right. I would have kept bleeding, kept playing away. Now, the reason I was asking why it depends is like, yeah, you're talking about a 2-hour drive or a 3-hour drive. Right.
Yeah.
To me, that's a little bit different than like if I am going to my local, right? I go to my local. I mean, shit, I'm up 500. Sayonara. See you next time. Like,
totally.
No 30 minutes away next,
totally. Understand that. And totally, I agree with that. But you didn't, because you just drove 3 hours. You got stuck in traffic. Maybe saw a couple of my billboards up there. Right?
Maybe
listen to your podcast, your edit, and go, okay, cool. Got some ideas. All right, now you're up 550.
Yeah. And so I will gladly step away with the table, right? I'll stay and hang out with people and chit chat, whatever, right? The only time that I won't stay and chit chat is when I'm by myself, right? If I drive to Atlantic City by myself to go play and I hit that 500-600 number, cage, back in the car I go.
Okay, cool.
10 minutes. Well, Dan, that was a great 10 minutes that I had. And I'm calling the wife and saying, hey, what do you want me to pick up for food on the way home? Because I'm coming home.
Respect. Respect, right, Obey? That's discipline.
Oh, it's mad respect because that's what I did not do last April.
Man.
Like I said, I only learned discipline last 6 months. But in April, I got there with a $1,000 bankroll, hit the A test on the first session, was up 1,200 profit. Did I go home? No.
No, really? You stayed?
I lost it. I went home on Friday, 2 days later with 0.
Dude, that might be one of the one of the worst feelings when you're up. I've always said for me, when I'm up, I'm really just like, it's really tough to get those chips like away from me when I'm up. because again, it goes back to, I always feel like we're down all the time. It's rare to start. How many people out there playing craps in the chat immediately start up? It just doesn't happen that often. I mean, I would say, like, I wonder what the percentage is. Like 9 out of 10 times, it doesn't start out that way. That's why I'm saying craps is always a comeback session. So when I do get up, like when I go, let's say Bump John, I remember one time I was up 2,000 on my roll. I go to him, I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. We're at Palms. I only shot once, but of course, Bump John is like, well, let me shoot once, you know? And I guess I can understand that. But guess what? I fucking left down, not down, but I lost $1,000 of that because I stuck around. And that's one of the things where you're like, okay, next time I say that to myself, I'm done. Like, see ya, I'm not going to give in to this. Like, this is too good. This was a gift. 20 minutes getting handed $2,000. Instead, I'm more mad at myself for somehow displaying that lack of discipline or is greed or trying to make more when you're like, fuck, $2,000 is so much better than $1,000. I mean, but $1,000 is
100%.
still good. But, you know, I mean, those are the tough decisions. You can make those decisions, DGen, because you're closer to casinos. I can too, because I have the option of always coming back. But for all the people traveling, that's a whole nother story, dude. And that's a whole nother set of decisions. So maybe it's, do I stop right now, obey,
and come back later,
chill, and
play again
that
later?
Like I went home.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with coloring up, going, grabbing food, doing whatever, taking a walk, whatever it may be, and then coming back later for another session or whatever you do, right? You don't have to just sit there and play. And yeah, you said it sucked when you lost, you know, that money, right? Think about it this way too. You drive 2-3 hours to the casino, you win $1,000, right? Does it suck to have to drive home 2 or 3 hours with $1,000 in your pocket? Or does it suck more when you lose that 1,000 and you still got to make that drive home just 3 or 4 hours later?
I tell you, man, insult to injury. You know?
Like,
but
honestly,
look,
though.
When that happened to me, though, first person I called when I got back home from AC in April, I called Ed. And I said, you're not going to believe what I just did. He's like, what? I said, I hit the ATS shooting. First session, was up 1,200 on Wednesday, decided to stay to see people from the AC crew Thursday and Friday, went home with 0. He's like, how'd you do that? I said, I didn't put any of it away. I could have easily put away 1,200 since I was up 1,200 and played and now I know, but I could have played with the 1,000 that I came with and gone home guaranteed 200 up.
Yeah, dude. I don't think, that doesn't surprise me at all. Like, I feel like that story's been told a million times. I think that's one of the problems. Yeah. That's one of the challenges, inherent challenges to the game. Listen, shout out 6 Easy. Yeah, 6 Easy, man. Respect the discipline. And yeah, JJ, 2 G's is better than 1 G, quote of the day. I'll take it. You know, real pain. By the way, I love this guy's handle. Real pain, man. Payne. How often do we really get on a hot table? Exactly. How often, right?
Yeah, you get on it, capitalize it, and leave. Like, that's the thing, right? We always say, and people, I don't know if they don't like to listen to it or what it is, right? Time at the casino is your enemy, right? Yeah. Yes, you could turn that 1,000 into maybe another 1,000. Right? But the chances of you turning that 1,000 into 0 or turning into another 1,000, you have a lot better chance of turning into 0 than you do into 1,000.
Yeah.
Right. And the more you play, the more likely you are to give the money back. So that's why you have to have that discipline to color up. And if you can't have the discipline, then at least lock up 75% of it and go screw around with the other 25%. But know that other 75% plus your buy-in locked up, and you are not going to go touch it. You'll be a lot happier. Trust me. I did an experiment on it, actually. I went to the casino every single day during lunch for a month straight.
Man, how long were your lunch breaks?
Well, when I lived at home, I was 10 minutes from parks.
Okay.
Right. Nice. So I had 20 minutes total in the car, hour-long lunch hour. So I know I had 40 minutes to play, basically.
Efficient, right? Man.
I set myself a goal every single day, win 20%. Right? As soon as I hit that 20% number, every bet turned off and the dealers knew. After the first week, they could tell you what I was going to do before I even did it because they've seen me do it, that I was going to turn the bets off. I didn't care if I was the shooter or not.
That sounds
Didn't
like
matter.
something. Hey man, that sounds like something John from Pro Crabs would do. You know that? That does,
Well,
right?
his challenge, believe it or not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. It's a good job.
So-
Obey, your co-host is going. He's going to be somebody, man.
He's going places.
You know, he is.
No,
He's going places. When he gets older, man, he's gonna be a
Yeah, but
watch
here's the thing.
out.
Chris was the first person to tell me of the AC crew, look, if you're up, just go home. Nobody in the crew is going to think anything less of you for going home up. You did it. You came here and did what we all are trying to do when we get here every time for the tier multiplier. You won.
Man.
You just happened to do it first session. Go home.
Man,
So,
wise old Eagles fan, man. Wise
There you
old
go.
Eagles fan.
What
That's
can I
it.
say?
Hey, mudslide, no discipline, no reward. Exactly.
100%.
1000%. Sweet Lou. All right, so listen, anyone that's watching the show that isn't on the East Coast or near these guys, if you want to connect with them, figure out a way to get in touch with me or get in touch with them. All right. We'll figure out I should say oh yeah, links in the chat, all that stuff, or links in the whatever. It's not. No, nothing
What are
is.
you
Dude,
paying
I'm there.
ETG for over there? Isn't he supposed to be doing that?
He's eating. I think he's eating. ETG's.
He doesn't even put it up on the screen.
He's monitoring everything, man. ETG's.
No, he's doing good stuff over
He's
there.
the
doing
reason
good
why
stuff.
this whole thing looks how it
Runs
looks.
smoothly, right?
Shout out ETG, man. I tell you what, when you
Shout
see this kid,
ETG.
I was gonna put a graphic. He's like the son. You know, I have that sponsor, not a sponsor thing. Right? He's like son, not a son.
Son, not a
He
son.
yeah, it looks because he looks like he could be my son. I'm
So
gonna
he's
make
like
a
1
little-
ton.
yeah, exactly. So, all right, you guys, listen, I got to go because I got to do something else, but I could talk about this forever. I appreciate you guys both coming on. It was great hearing your stories, get a little origin story of the Old Bay Craps and Dice Degen again. And, great job on the podcast. I love that you guys are doing it. There's not enough content in general. There's not enough people talking about craps in order to grow the game. And it's a lot of the same old stuff. So it's nice to have that. Like, we're, 33 episodes, right? 33 episodes. It's a good job. You should be proud of yourself. That takes discipline. That takes
It
discipline
does.
to do that,
There's actually
man.
35 recorded.
Oh man, that's bad. I don't have any in the can, man. Those things are just like, I just stress about it. Like, all right, tomorrow I got to record, and then I spend on my whole entire weekend editing it. Man, you have actually episodes in the can. I'm jealous.
Yeah. So quick shout out to Mrs. OBC, who named not only my channel, but she named the Full of Chips podcast. So
Oh, nice. Shout out Miss
Mrs. O.
Miss Obey Crafts, man. Yeah. That's good. That's where you got the name from?
Yeah, and then the logo that you see on the podcast
Mhm.
came from this picture from Craps for the Cure.
Oh, nice, dude. That looks like that's a pretty good pick, man.
I don't know why I wasn't smiling, but that's what we captured.
No,
in the
you look
animation.
tough, man. You look tough. Like you should be, man. It's going into battle. Listen, shout out Plow. And you guys know, you know Double Deuce up in Seattle?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
He's
of
my
course. We
brother
had him
from
on as a
another
guest
mother.
on our podcast.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Love me, Mr.
You guys did.
Ian
You guys,
Olson.
yeah, dude. Ian is hilarious, dude.
You're never gonna find
Oh.
anybody. You're never gonna find anybody more generous
Oh,
than Ian.
My God,
yeah.
man, this guy is funny. Yeah, he owes me because I got him in that Super Bowl party. Well, actually, he
He's
actually
a
doesn't owe me.
great host too. He took me and the wife to the Seattle Eagles game a couple years ago.
Now that's a friend, man. That is a
Oh,
friend.
Ian's a legend. Like
They're
Ian
legends.
and I used to do a sports show too on the Casino Gaming channel. We talk about like, football and stuff.
Yeah.
Never find someone who knows more about literally everything and nothing at the same time. Like, love chatting with Ian. Great dude.
Yeah, man. Shout out Great Craps. And dude, look at this, man. Great show, guys. Oh, wattage live craps. I don't know. Him.
Scott.
Scott. Where's he from?
He's been in this game too long. I know everybody's actual name instead of
is he an AC guy?
No, he's in Ohio, I believe.
Oh, nice.
I
man.
could be wrong, but I think it's Ohio.
Shout out Grasshopper. Great live stream, guys. Lots of insight and experience shared. Thank you. Full of chips and 10 ton. Yeah, full of chips, man. I like it, man. Another podcast out on the scene.
Thank you.
All right. I think that's we got to call it. I'm gonna end it with a little no, thank you guys. You know, keep up the good work. Keep going. I listened to it.
Thank you.
You know, and you gave me an idea because I'm going to talk to Ed about this shit in depth because I even have more thoughts on the whole thing, on a lot of stuff that you guys talked about. I'm going to, you know what? Should I just listen, let me just play the thing that ETG made for you guys again, just because it's great. Did you notice that it's an eagle grabbing grabbing the crab and flying away with the in there?
There you go.
All right, I'm going to play it for the people that are late to the party.
Yo, yo.
That's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's funny. Like,
yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, you know, I'm going to give a shout out to my co-host, Ed, Roll to Win Craps on YouTube. And you can catch our podcast every Tuesday. Did I tell you that it's coming out? So it's I was going to alternate weeks, but now I'm like, fuck it. We're going to do it every week, but Patreon only hears it. So the odd weeks are not like you have to join. Sorry. It's just like, and this is what it costs. Okay. I'm going to go through this again. I like doing this comparison. Okay. You guys have Patreon. I was going to sign up for it when you guys
There's
get
no
tiers.
paywall on it, but yeah.
Listen, we got a paywall. Okay. Cause we just lose money. Okay.
I've heard something about 110 inside, but go ahead.
All right. So here it is. 110 inside for the whole year. Okay. This is what it costs to get 100, however many episodes, 106 episodes, 105. Okay. 110 inside, $15 pass line bet plus single odds. That's 140. So forget it, you're $8 over. So for 132, that's what you can get the Casino Tiers podcast for every week. Tons of content, good stuff. This is free to everyone, man. This is just good advertising for both our ventures. Stuff. You know,
sure. We appreciate it.
Man, it was nice. You know what? I'm gonna play the new merch pitch. All right, the new one, the updated one. Okay,
the one with.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know if I should apologize or just thank you for putting up with this.
No, it's a blast. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Oh man, no, it's great. And Obey Craps, you know what? I was actually mad at you because I found out one time that you were in town and I didn't see you, and I'm like, what the hell? That dude was here
in September,
right here at Planet Hollywood.
Yeah.
I know. We all get busy. Next time, I'm like there, dude. It's right there. It's literally right there.
Here's the thing. My son still lives in Vegas, so we may visit him this spring.
Okay. Well,
July for me, 10 ton. Block the calendar now.
Yeah. Wait, well, are you coming out here?
Yeah.
When? Is it a secret?
No, it's like mid-July. I'll text you. The wife's got a business trip and old D-Gen's tagging along.
No way. Nice, man. Just like that's nice. She can write it off on the business trip. You know?
Oh,
the expense. Yeah, itemize it. Okay. All right, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And we're just gonna go to a little live look at Vegas, man. So you guys can be jealous of the weather.
Thank you so much.
See you later, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks a lot for everyone in the chat, man. Oh, ATS Hunter. Nice, man. Huggy Bear. Reaper. Mad Hatter, maybe I'll see you out there. I don't know. Did you leave tonight? I might be going out. Appreciate you guys staying with Jason, man. I remember pronouncing your name, Schlocklevon. I love that, man. All right, you guys, appreciate it. And I'm going to give this to ETG to take over, man. I'm going to have him sit down. ETG, come on and sit down, and he can end up taking over the screen. You could see why he's son, not my son.
Son, not his son. All right.